That's the greatest insult to the American people, not the names that the president called people, but that he has no plan to deal with what could be a huge problem, not just in Syria, but here in America, because ISIS can hurt us.
The Senate's top Democrat there after storming out of a meeting with President Trump on Syria at the White House. Meanwhile, a high-level U.S. delegation in Turkey right now pushing President Erdogan to accept a ceasefire. Let's bring on our headliner this morning, White House Deputy Press Secretary Hogan Gidley. We know that's ongoing. Hogan, good morning to you. Can you tell us anything that has come from that meeting so far?
Not yet. The vice president is going to hold a press conference shortly to discuss the conversation he had with President Erdogan. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo was also a part of that meeting. Look, it's obvious the president wanted a ceasefire. The media for so long has been lying again about another topic, and it was Turkey, saying that we had green-lighted this advance by Turkey and President Erdogan. We clearly did not. The letter was released as well. Everyone has now seen what President Trump warned President Erdogan about and said he would work to cripple their economy if they move forward with this and don't meet the conditions that were set. And of course, that is where we are today. Crippling sanctions on Turkey. We sent a high-level delegation over, led by the Vice President of the United States, to have this discussion and try and bring some of this fighting to a close.
Two very specific questions here. Will Erdogan appear publicly with Pence and Pompeo today, yes or no?
I don't know. I'm not aware of that.
Okay. Also, will Erdogan visit the White House in November, as had been previously put out there a few weeks back?
It's on the calendar. I don't have any announcement to make on any changes as it relates to that meeting.
Has Erdogan accepted that invitation?
I'm not. If he hasn't, I'm not aware of that.
Okay. On the green light here, if you take 1,000 U.S. troops out of northeastern Syria, that clearly has given a lot of people the impression that that is the green light that Erdogan needed, because that buffer area is now removed of U.S. forces from the area. Can't you see how that impression would be given in this operation?
Well, yeah, if that were the truth, but that's not the truth. The fact is, we were told by President Erdogan he was going to move on the Kurds. Turkey is a NATO ally. We also have allies in the Kurds. But let's be clear about what happened here. The president was faced with a serious choice, and these are the decisions that this man has to make every day. With 28 troops standing between Turkey and advancing force into Syria to attack the Kurds, if Donald Trump had not made the decision to pull those people out of harm's way, out of the crossfire, and those 28 people had died, we'd be having a conversation that Donald Trump made a horrific decision when Erdogan warned him he was going in and 28 people are now dead. The fact is, the Democrats in this instance only want to attack the president because his name is Donald Trump. If this were any other president, President Smith, they'd be praising it as protecting the American soldiers in harm's way. And let's be clear, this attack was going to happen. Donald Trump made the prudent decision based on the information given by his generals and experts in the Middle East to get those people out of the way to protect their lives. He did that, and they will live to fight another day.
But Hogan, as you know, Republicans joined Democrats in passing that House resolution condemning that U.S. troop pullout. How is the president reacting this morning?
Well, listen, this is just another move by a Democrat Congress and some of the Republicans who want to continue these types of aggressive wars and our occupation in areas as a peacekeeping force, a police force, if you will. Donald Trump ran on an issue to bring people home and to get our soldiers out of harm's way. He won on that issue, and now, surprisingly enough, only in D.C. would it be shocking that a politician who runs on an issue and then actually moves to implement that issue would surprise them. This is what he wants to do to bring our soldiers home, to stop spending billions of dollars, wasting time, wasting treasure, wasting lives. That's what he doesn't want to have happen here, and so that's why he made the decision. But let's be clear. He has a force there, so we can move back in if need be. This was one decision by Erdogan to attack the Kurds, and we just simply got out of the middle of that fight. We only had 28 people there. It was to protect those lives, and he made the right choice.
So there is a consideration to reverse this based on that last answer. That's possible based on the presence on the ground there? Do you believe it's possible to reverse what has happened?
Well, listen, the president has the right to protect American assets overseas and protect the American people at all costs, and he will do that. He's been very clear about that. Right now, we're moving to diplomatic solutions, working with our vice president and our secretary of state, as you know, coming up at the top of the hour to alert the American people about those conversations. We want the temperature brought down.
Hogan, let's move to a few more things.